Hey folks, this is Shandron here, and welcome back to my duo No Cheese No Rest on a Mode challenge run. Today we are going to be taking on Kagha, and that fight is probably not going to be one that I can manage without taking a little bit of damage. At least I would be impressed if that was so. Let's start by heading to the camp and ditching Shadowheart and Gale in their correct places, instead of them standing around in the Blighted Village. So the Kagha fight is an interesting one, because she's gonna be throwing around with the Moonbeam. And Moonbeam can hurt if you're unlucky. You can cheese it very hard, you can kill all of the Shadow Druids basically before the fight starts, but we are not going to do that, obviously. We're just going to try and see whether or not we can get a clean as fight as possible. Also, I have not found a way that we can get surprise without also fucking up something. So I think this is just gonna be one of those where we have to take the fight like fairly without surprising our enemy, which is not something of course we like to do. They are all level 5 according to their stats. They don't actually act like they are. And we do have Wrath on our side and the Wolf, so that's not horrible at least. There's also Findal in there. And I think I have some ideas to how we can maybe avoid the Moonbeam, because she doesn't seem to like discern between me as targets and then the friendlies. So maybe if we can lure her to cast it on someone else. But that might also mean that Silver dies, which we really don't want either, because we're Wolf.
Yet she failed. That's what matters.
Good. I've also cleaned up my inventory a bit. I also realized that I'm missing a single container that I usually do, so I'll probably go and get that afterwards. A curious book where I used to put all my scrolls in. It's in the Blighted Village, and we might as well go and pick that one up afterwards. Okay, so now for the setup part. And that is probably gonna take a little while here to get everything correctly into position. So ideally, if you see, you would want to be throwing from up here. But I also really want to be throwing around the Shadow Druids, because they're all, like, halflings. I'd also like to take the talk with Dredge if possible, so we might be able to do something here. See if we can do this correctly. Does he have all the right equipment on? I think he does. Does Lae'zel is now the question. I don't think there's any reason to use a hunting shortbow for this fight. We could go for an Elixir of Vigilance here. If we'd had like another Bloodlust Elixir, I probably would have. But I don't want to try and go and fish for one now. So we're just gonna try it without and hope to roll decent initiative and not get, like, destroyed before we get to go. There's a good chance that Lae'zel is first, which is all I need. Shovel, you should be invisible. And maybe a little away from the rest of them. Lae'zel, you can go and stand near. We are going to spend a speed potion in this fight, is the idea. Let's see if we can make this right. Okay. So before we can even go for this, we need to have everyone present. We could just take the fight without Markaril there, because he's gonna turn mean and fight against us. But that would be a bit cheaty, wouldn't it? So we are gonna wait for him to be out here again, and then we're gonna see if we can manage to kill them all in one fell swoop. Otherwise, he's just gonna be turned hostile in there, and you can go and kill him afterwards if you don't want to grab it all at once. So this is just gonna be a little bit of waiting until he finally decides that he's done in the library, and as we all know, people can take a while when they're in a library chucking around for books. You might get some things into position in the meanwhile. I've made my little potion bag here. Let's see if this is correctly placed-ish. Otherwise we'll just drag it a bit around in a second, but I think it seems okay. We might want to move it to the other side of them though, actually. Could you please, like, get going? Where did you go? Oh, he's over there now. Annoying. So I can talk a bit in the meanwhile about what you could do. If you enter conversation with Kagha and go to the point where these guys turn into whatever else they are, you can just keep attacking them from the guy or girl out of conversation, and it won't matter. And now he's close enough, so let's go! Whoop whoop! I wonder if Silver maybe was not close enough this time though. Findal definitely wasn't, and that might be an issue. I don't know why Kagha isn't coming, and her rats, just less ideal, because I sort of want to bunch them up as well. The rats don't usually listen, but Kagha should. Okay. So So while everyone is here, this might not have been the perfect, but let's see. Let's go into turn-based. And he will do some things. Lae'zel should cast guides. And dredge. Oh! It doesn't matter because we're in turn-based. But that does end the... I forgot that part. That does actually end his performance. But that won't matter since we were in turn-based. She's also supposed to dip her weapon. See if we can use this here. Also, as usual, having a candle down because there's druids nearby that might start to cast Entangle is not a bad idea. Did you have your right weapon equipped? You can do this now. Dredge. That's not how you do that anymore. Go like this instead. Let's make sure we have our blast from the beginning. And Featherwall is a bonus action. I didn't even know. Was there anything else that he needed to do? I don't think so. I think this is about it. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna start conversation here, which unfortunately is gonna move him a bit because Kagha never moved, which means we also have to move the... Oh, that was very, very little. Not now. Okay. So, exit turn-based and speak with her immediately. And now I exit turn-based, so that's gonna send everyone back to where they were. That's bad. And we, like, get back into turn-based fast while people are still ganged up. Nope, they have gone back to where they were at. So we're just gonna try it out like this and see whether or not that was entirely horrible. At least these didn't take out. In the meanwhile, Lae'zel is still standing fine. The healing potion... Oh, this almost hits Wrath as well. We might... No, we can't move Dredge, unfortunately. Could have been sweet to haste him as well. Not that useful, but can be quite clutch. Why are you here? I sent you to Seville. I know the truth. You mean to take the grove of the Shadow Druids.
What?
That flat nose of yours has gone poking in our business.
A little gift pun there.
Mistress Ollerton, I can explain.
Shh, shh. No need. It couldn't be helped.
Kagha, what is the meaning of this?
You think yourself quite the spy, don't you? Go on, tell him.
I think we are just going to explain him by giving him the leather, right?
What in the cloakwood? Kagha, have you lost your mind?
Halsin is weak, Wrath. But in the shadows, we are strong. We are safe. There is no other way.
You and Halsin welcome untouchables to your midst.
Untouchables.
You defile the grove for the sake of harmony.
Ollerton speaks truth. Who among you disagrees? Who would see this grove in ruin?
The choice is made. Kagha, burn the tainted away. Start with the snitch.
As you say, Ollerton.
Okay, so you can actually persuade her here to go on your side anyways. Either by going for the distract thoughts of the persuasion, I believe, at least. But we are not gonna allow her to do that.
No? Then come get it!
Let's see how well this goes. Initiative. Lae'zel is first, and Dredge is quite far down the line. But as long as Lae'zel is first, we are golden. Oh well. Whatever. They're not as ganged up as I would have liked them to be. And is Findle is actually in the fight, which might be interesting because that means she might choose him as a target. I guess also Wrath could become a target here. Still one turn of bless. Would have liked two, but this should be fine. Then at least Dredge gets to act first. Good. Shovel is gonna go and attack the potion here, and we are gonna see if we can put him in a position where he doesn't get close enough to also be hit by... Yeah, of course I'd like to have him hasted, but that means he's also gonna be in Moonbeam range, and I don't want that. Oh! When he rolls this high on initiative, I definitely would have wanted him hasted, but now let's just get him out of the way. There's not really a chance that he's gonna be Moonbeamed here, I think.
Time to strike.
Lae'zel, so now she's hasted and has all of her special attacks. Kagha is the main enemy, but we don't want to kill her first because she's the one who's supplying the Moonbeam that I sort of want to be abusing to the point where I want to be throwing people into it mostly. We could probably get down this guy. 50% chance is not ideal, but we could take him down just with normal attacks, just to proc our extra attack. That might be a thing. Kagha is still before Dredge, yeah, she is gonna make the Moonbeam before he acts. Let's see how we do this the best. Where's this weak guy? He's all the way over there, damn it. That's a weird position. So we have the rangers there. What's she using? Okay, so if we can get all of them down, that might be something to go for, but her armor class is quite a lot higher than Pinton. So let's go for Pinta, I think. That would be our target. I think I'm gonna dash, even if it's a little annoying, just for the extra lightning charges. It doesn't quite make up for the attack we lose. At least it means we have a better chance of hitting. So, here we go. Let's see. That was the first miss. That was not great. And now we do need sort of to go on someone like slightly weaker. That's all of my movement. What's there? We can't just run and hit this guy, I think. So chance there's 75%. But if we go to... Will she be able... She should be able to get back as well. If we turn this one off and use our special attack on this guy. We're not gonna end up dealing a lot of damage, unfortunately.
No failure.
But hopefully she should... That was great. Have enough movement to get back and do a little something here. We can just get one of them low, at the very least. I think we're still gonna turn this back on and see what we can get out of this. I'm placing myself so I'm next to the other archer. They're probably just gonna turn into wolves. That's okay. Do I even want to kill her now? I think I might leave her for the Dredge to kill. Maybe that's too greedy. Do we have a good target? We don't really have a good target for him to kill except her. We can do this 50% chance here, perhaps. We could get... Be very certain of getting her low. That could be a thing as well. I think we're just gonna go for this. Annoying. If I place myself here, I should be close enough to both of these archers. At least one of them. The wolves are not impressive. So if they turn into wolves, it's not a problem. Oh, I forgot to turn back on the... Oof, that's annoying. Critical hit, then it doesn't matter that much. But imagine if that had been with her in... Great Weapon Master stance is what I'm talking about. Kagha is the problem, and here we go with the Moonbeam. Okay, so she did it on Findle, that's very far away. Which is probably just gonna mean he dies, which is sad. And it also means that I can't throw people into the Moonbeam, which was what I was intending to do. I'm gonna have to wait for her to move it again, which is not great. So for now, we are probably just gonna kill these as much as possible, right? Don't really want advantage. We also don't really want attacks of opportunity. I mean disadvantage, of course. We want advantage. I think we're gonna throw this guy at... Can we throw it at the wolf, maybe? Maybe actually into his face. That might be good. Not a lot of damage on this one, but now it's prone for... It's already acted. So now this is prone for Lae'zel. which is what we want to give her, some targets that she has advantage on attacking with. We can't throw around with Mackerel, otherwise we'd probably have done that now, but he's a medium size. But what we can do is we can probably bunch some stuff up. This guy haven't acted yet. We probably need to see if we can get a kill, to be honest. 19 damage is probably too much. Okay, so I shouldn't have thrown that. Is this the one that was low, Pinta? It might have been. This might have been the one I wanted to try and see if I could kill. It's probably too late because I did the other thing. And it has 11 hit points as a wolf. Down to 11 now. Oh yeah, I forgot. No, I didn't forget. What just happened? I procced Elixir of Bloodlust off of killing the wolf, I think. Okay, so if that's a thing, that's awesome. I did not know that was a thing. What if we toss this guy at her? Is that gonna kill her? We do have an easy target already for there. We could toss him at Kagha. I'm really missing my moonbeam to push and shove people into. So that's a little annoying. I think we're just gonna go for the kill then. And then we're gonna redo Bless, both because it buffs our saving throws as well, which is quite important, and I still keep doing the wrong thing. I need to remember that I've done this now. I must admit that without the Moonbeam, I'm a little worried if I can do enough damage to finish this in the time that we have the haste potion. If I move Dredge over near Wrath, we are probably... No, he's gonna act soon. I want to bait the Moonbeam onto someone, like, around here-ish. I think if we just spread out, that could be fine as well. So let's go and have him... first of all, switch to a melee weapon, and then let's go and see if he stands here, at least. He's gonna have to... attack her, right?
With haste.
Seems fine. I have to attack him, I mean. Smash. Bad. I did get a little bit of damage there. And he starts attacking over here. This is okay. Hold person, if that works, that's awesome. So, a hold person target is obviously too juicy to miss out on, because this means auto crits. And let's see if we can swim into this, right? I think we also had 100% chance to hit on all that jars. Just like with the sleep on the frog. We are obviously gonna go for that. We should be able to take him out with another swing then. And then I think it might be time to deal a little damage to Kagha. No, this guy's gonna act soon. Dredge should be able to take care of Mackerel. This has now removed all of my tossing around targets. I could also just go and try and see if I can kill Mackerel. I do have 2 tries to deal a lot of damage to him, at least. In Wild Badger's Shave, I'm not really too scared of these when they're in animal form.
Taste my fury.
Okay, more crits. That's awesome. I think we're just gonna take this one here. Then Wrath is probably gonna go for... Okay, maybe we even toss it at her. No, not Glacial. Doesn't make sense. Concentrating on the Moonbeam. I could break her concentration, which doesn't matter because she's just gonna recast it. I think we're just gonna go for the kill here. Oh, I guess not. And you can stay near there. I think that's okay. If maybe move in there. So missing that one was a little annoying. That's how it goes. We do have Shovel. Shovel could go and break the Badger form. That's probably not even something we want. So maybe he just goes invisible for now. Runs like closer to Kagha without getting too close. 9 points of damage is nice. Lunament, yeah, sure. Use your bonus actions for that. Oh, poor Silver. Oh, damn it. Now at least we might be able to shove Kagha into this soon. Oh, yeah, I really don't like her killing Silver there. Maybe I should have gone closer to her, but... What are you to do, right? Let's see if we can get this to work. That might even be too far. Then we fix that. Sometimes you can push them shorter distances for some reason. Maybe just I can't toss her. I think this is still gonna hurt her, right? It did hurt her. Even though it wasn't as much as I would have hoped. Can I move around the moonbeam now? I don't need to do that. I can just... Actually... I don't have the movement to get up there. Because we could use the extra damage from falling there. I think we're just gonna take care of this badger thingy. There we go. Got my lightning charges and then move maybe up towards this place. As long as I don't, like, clip the moonbeam at least. Yeah, sure. Throw something into Kagha's face. Concentration broken moonbeam. Okay, that's fine. Some more throwing. And then, if we are lucky... Oh, okay. Wow. That's an insane amount of critical hits. So now Wrath, he might Dire Bird, whatever it's called, Dire Raven. He did not even do that. Okay, that's annoying. If he'd done that, that would have been sweet. Because then there's a chance that he blinds her. But I think we're just gonna say, Lae'zel, if you skip this, you should be able to kill her now, right? With the amount of attacks you have. Yeah, let's just try that. First one. And there we go. Okay, so it did take, like, a little bit of damage here. Sort of expected that, but it went quite smoothly, except for both Findle and Silver dying, which was not ideal.
Such is betrayal. A poison that destroys its wielder.
And we even have a little gold from our performance before. So, not everything went what we wanted it to do, but hey. Stuff died with a lot of criticals. I guess that's okay sometimes as well. Brood Mother's Revenge. We want this one. I think we can send the rest to camp. What we're gonna do next is we are gonna go and take a single level with Gale, just because he's in the party and he's concentrating on something, so we don't want to kick people. And then he's gonna take a single level of Druid. And then before we go and do anything else, he's gonna go and talk to Wrath. Because if you complete this quest here with Kagha, and you are a Druid, you can get a special item. And since we don't want to respec our main guys, we could just as easily have done that, to be honest. I just need to think that I don't need the extra level for something specific on Gale. Because I definitely don't want to respec him, right? And we could use like a third level of Wizard at some point. Maybe we are going to... Who else could like have a level of Druid without it making absolutely no sense? I don't think I dared to take it on Gale, actually, come to think of it, because we have the portent on him.
With ease.
And really don't want to respec him. So maybe we are just going to... Just going to go back to camp then, and get Astarion involved quickly. We're not using him for anything, so he can have a level of Druid without it being horrible. We can kick Shadowheart. She's using Warding Bond, but we're not going to be taking damage while she's out of the party, so that should have absolutely no effect. We should journey separately.
If you're
Sure.
fine.
Please.
I have something to ask.
We just need Astarion to go and take credits for something.
Need something?
I need to join our party.
Lead on.
Single level of Druid Astarion. Can you manage that? So, yes, you could, if you wanted to try and justify this, which you definitely don't. You could probably say something about his powers over animals or something like that, and prepare spells like Speak with Animals and all of the vampire-y stuff. But for now, that doesn't really matter. No, we don't want more levels.
Careful.
We want you to, and the good thing about doing this with Astarion actually is that when we leave camp, he's gonna end up near us, so we don't have to run another character over there. Where did Wrath go? Right there.
I pray the Tree Father nourishes Kagha's wounded soul, now that she is dead. When Kagha shirked her duty, you upheld it in her stead. Let this gift be our thanks.
This conversation and animation and all this cutscene stuff is unique to Druids only. If you speak with him at this point without being a Druid, you're just gonna get like a pat on the back and nothing else.
You burn like fire. You howl like wind. You are Faithwarden. A Faithwarden speaks with the authority of the four elements. When you speak, the circles will listen. Go forth and let your might be known.
So of course it would have been awesome to have the Faithwarden flag or title or whatever you want to call it on our main, but I didn't want to do the entire respec thing.
That destroys its wielder.
And the only thing it does, as far as I know, is give you a unique conversation option when you meet Jahira later. There might be something with Halsin as well. I'm not certain of it. So we now got, see this item here, Pale Oak. It's basically just a quarterstaff, but Druidic vines cannot ensnare you and do not count as difficult terrain. We've fought most of the enemies for now, at least, that use Druidic vines, so it's not too relevant, but it's still a neat item. And it also has the ability, once per long rest, to cast Entangling Vines, basically. It's a blue item. We wanted to have it, and I wanted to show you the special stuff. Let's just give it to Dratch. Might as well get this too. And then, dear Astarion, you can go back to your camp. So, do we agree that just before, when I traveled to camp, we did not go to the underground camp? But now we did. That seems a little weird. That from the same position... I guess it wasn't technically the exact same position. Oh, was Astarion at? The next thing we're gonna do is that we are going to go and steal the Druids' sacred idol. Now that we have saved them, then we sort of owe ourselves a little treat there. Sorry about skipping the voice lines, but I presume that everyone knows those voice lines by now.
A good moment to talk.
Shadowheart, let's get you back aboard. So we have our warding bond in party.
All right.
Good. I think we are at the point where we can leave camp here. Did Shadowheart? Yeah, she went to us now. So send her back to camp. That's a lot of clicking around here. And Gale is probably in the Blighted Village. So we also need to
Let me work my
send him back to camp. I would have loved that if you could leave camp without all four of them leaving camp, only the ones that you had active, like in your party of the character that was talking. Good. That was it for the encounter. It went surprisingly well with a lot of lucky crits. And I think the whole person that Wrath casts there had a very low chance of actually landing because these are all druids with high wisdom. So I think we were just playing lucky most of the fight, unfortunately. We didn't get to do a lot of what I wanted to do, which was throw the halflings into the moonbeam. It's awesome. If you throw one in there and then you throw the next one so it hits him, you'd actually deal quite a lot of damage. And then if you toss enough of them in there that they shove each other's out, then you can push them back in, or even more shenanigan. It's a whole thing. It's fun. We did get to shove Kagha through her own moonbeam, which was also nice. So on to the next thing here. This is the idol. We want to steal it. And the way that we are going to steal it, is that we're going to distract this guard. We're going to do like the oldest trick in the book when it comes to stealing stuff.
Objective noted.
Can you please?
As I was taught.
So if this goes wrong, it's bad, but it doesn't have too high of a chance of going wrong at least.
Very well.
And we do want to steal that one for Mol, the kids specifically. This guard is here and has like full vision of you. You need to be standing on this side of the idol to steal it. But if I stand on this side, I should not pull any of these guys. If I put myself here, these would come walking and then they'd see it, and that wouldn't be good either. But if I stand over here, I think I'm only gonna attract like people away from the position. So let's do that, and then let's just hope we don't have a situation like with Kagha before, where no one reacted, because that could be bad. Oh, she's acting at least. Oh, and as are some of these, so maybe I was a bit too close. But it doesn't seem like it's gonna be a problem. It seems like it could be a problem, actually. I might have put myself in a bad spot. Did I do that? It seems like someone might be looking up here, which is really not good. I wonder who it is. What we could do is... Oh, this is bad. I think Rachel might be looking in the wrong direction. Let's see if we can stealth and move over here without getting out of stealth. Okay, so maybe we're not actually seen here by anyone. This might work anyways then. I just need to make sure that we don't have this guy patrolling by as I do this stuff. Let's start by not being suspicious while he does that. There are a couple of different ways you can do this. You can basically just pay 700 gold at this point to do it. I wanted to move all the way away, Mino here. Dredge can play the flute all day. Is he moving back now? Seems fine. Good. So let's try this, right? Get into position. Let's make sure you're not actually spotted by anyone. You were spotted by someone. That's bad. Who did see you? Okay. I'm gonna have to try it like this, okay? Let's see that nothing happens. Nothing happened, and we're running. That was not great. Should have cast something on myself beforehand. Do I not have the movement to jump here? Might not. How much do I have? I want to get a little further away before I end my turn here. Why can I not see my movement? 10 feet. Exactly 10 feet. So I can't jump. Why? That might just be something. Oh well. Might have been like exactly down in the water, and now I can't jump because of that. So I think we're just gonna say exit turn-based and make a run for it. Go. Could you please run down there? That would be sweet. We do have the trophy that we came for. I don't think she was spotted because she was still in stealth. Them turning around was a little scary, but I think it was more like the visual box that they do. If she goes down here, should be no way that they're gonna spot her down there.
It seems the idol of Sylvanas has been stolen.
Okay.
Choose your next move
So
carefully.
I was apparently too close. I am not supposed to get this line of dialogue. I'm supposed to be, like, not in trouble. So I've done something wrong. But luckily, we are not in the worst position. We don't get the... So we don't have guidance, because Lae'zel is too far off. And I can't change to her because I just clicked into the screen instead of... So now we just have to be lucky. I could... we did have the option to...
The Druid is letting you...
Okay, so... Stuff did not go how that was supposed to do. Which is awesome, because it never does. Let's get Dredge away here, right? Before we get into more trouble. So you can't get away with it now, that's like the short of it. If you had stolen it while they were still... Kagha and the Shadow Druids were still not... What's it called? It hadn't been, like, revealed. I think it would have immediately started the fight the tiefling thing. But now it didn't. I fucked up something there, and I'm pretty sure it was my placement of my singing that I was off with. Should have been a little further away to lure people so that they weren't actually looking at it. I've done this like plenty of times before. I do test out of a lot of the stuff I'm trying here. Not all of it, obviously, as you may have noticed. But a lot of it I've tested out in previous runs. And other doers and stuff like that. But, oof. Good. So you got it now here. Let's hand it over to... Where? There we go. To Dredge. And then let's have Dredge. I don't know why I ran in here. That seemed weird. Let's have him go and speak with Mol now. There should be no more issues, at least now that we passed our deception check, I guess it was.
Be on my way.
So that did get my blood pressure. But it did get my blood pressure, I guess it is, rising a little bit there. My heartbeat, maybe even. Because that would have been a horrible thing to have go wrong. It was supposed to be something that I could do without no chance of failure at all. Apparently it wasn't. And let's speak with Mol here.
I had a Mercon says you got him out of a tight spot with some harpies. Gotta say, I'm impressed. Anyway, you want to talk? Talk.
Oh, I didn't touch the idol. Nope, the idol's all yours.
Thanks. See you in Baldur's Gate, I hope. Now scram. Before I get emotional.
So we helped the kids. We got our reward here. This ring is very good. And idolatry. I think that's how you pronounce that. And then what we are going to do is you could just go and like buy the trophy from Mol now.
To lay low for a while. I knew she wasn't ready. Can you stop? I had a feeling you'd be back.
Oh, I wanted to hear that conversation there. So we could buy the idol from Mol here, but we're gonna steal it from her in a second. And we don't really want her to have the idol of Sylvanas. It's too important for a random kid. Not a random kid. We're gonna use it for ourselves. So we're gonna steal it back. What was the important part was showing them that there was an adult that were on their side. She also has a nice voice line if you steal it and speak with her later. So, let's see if we can make this thing work without fucking up. Gloves of Power. I should probably actually go and get the... Should have gotten like the Ring of Thievery a little while ago. She's walking out to the correct position now, at least.
Don't want to draw any
Let's just do like this, right?
Let's get in and out.
What's my chance of getting it? No, that's not good. Not gonna take that chance right now. Maybe we'll just let her hold on to it for a while, right? Until we have the ring and some guidance and some stuff like that. This is gonna be one of the things that I start off another episode with because I forgot to do it at an earlier point. The reason we want this is for this Sylvanas' Blessing condition. And because we're not gonna be resting it, it should never lose it. It's a condition you are applying to nearby enemies, which can trigger some items later in the game. Which is quite nice. So you can just run around with it. Also, you get proficiency in nature and animal handling if you don't have it already.
Very well.
That's great as well. I think that's it. Probably we should meet up with Lae'zel. Let's just do that back at camp for now. Cannot travel in turn-based mode. Okay. Go to camp. Send Lae'zel to camp as well. I go to camp with Lae'zel here. Will we... No, she's gonna get there as well. Oh, it's because some of my party was active in this camp, probably. Ah, that might have been what has happened. Why we're gonna go here all the time now. Which is not what I really want, so... Gang them all up. Leave to, let's say, Wilderness. Overgrown Woods, go. I prefer this camp instead, so we're just gonna go to this camp instead. That was better. And Lae'zel is still here. Good. Now that should be it for now. I am sorry that I didn't get to do the exact sort of tricks I wanted in the Kagha fight. It was a good one anyways. The stealing almost went horribly wrong, but hey, we cleared it anyways. And we got our reward, so everything is fine and dandy in the end, right? So thank you for joining, if you have been. I've been Shanton, and you've most definitely been awesome. Don't forget to do the YouTube stuff, and bye-bye.